Hey guys, my name's Official. Today's video, I'm going to be looking at one of my own replays that I played with some of my friends in a low Champ 2 lobby. Now, typically on my main, I'm a GC2 player, but today I was playing on an alt account. I know, smurfing bad, but trust me, we lose more than we win anyway, so we're at the rank we're supposed to be at, so it's competitive games. So you can say what you want, but I hope today's video is educational because I'm going to be looking over my own replay, talking about why I make the decisions I make, maybe point out some of the mistakes I make as well, and maybe also point out some of the mistakes that I see other players making. So let's get into this replay. Now these are my normal camera settings, I'll fix in a second. So I go for right boost. Now here I just boom the ball because I wasn't going to be able to get a good touch with that ball coming to me a little bit in the air. If it was on the ground, I might try to take it. I also want to make sure I didn't get dunked by that person. Now also notice I didn't just boom the ball by hitting it forward. I made sure I hit it up. If I just hit it forward, it'd be a pass to that trunk guy over there who has full boost and they would get possession. I hit it up and high, so it's an awkward touch for them to try to get possession on my clear. And it also gives me a chance to possibly follow up. Now I jump at that just in case he didn't realize that I was pressuring and I would maybe be able to get a 50, but it doesn't matter because I was probably going to try to steal their boost anyway. I drive over the boost even though it's not there, just in case it does spawn. Same with this one. We get scored on. I did my part. Now here, I really want to try to get that boost, but I see my teammate going, so I just let my teammate go for that instead. I try to follow this. Get 50 to the side. Now, I'm out of the play. I made my move. I got that 50. I'm out of the play. Now I want to go forward, get bumps, and steal boost, and try to take as much space as I can. Now, looking at this a second time, it probably is a little greedy that I'm going this far forward to take all the way to their corner boost, but I know both my teammates are back, and in threes, you have a lot more time than you think to get back. I get a demo on my way back because that person was a potential shooter. Now I'm going to push forward on this. I flip to get there as fast as I can. That was a speed flip because I see that the ball is rolling towards them. They'll probably have an advantage, so I need to force them to make a touch as soon as possible. If I don't go forward on this, they're going to get a free ball. It's threatening, and I want to shut that down as soon as possible. Now, even if this person beats me right here to this ball, which it looks like they're going to, their only touch is to hit it off the sidewall, which should be a pass middle to my teammates, unless they're able to roll it up the wall and maintain possession. But I'm still going to be here to try to force this in any way I can. Notice how I don't even need to do anything. I can just flip over there, and I slow down a little bit just in case he faked or missed the ball. But I didn't jump because I knew that if I jumped and flipped into that, he was going to beat me to that ball either way. So I just forced him to make a move just by me being there without committing too many of my resources. I try to steal boost. I'm there just in case a pass or a big clear happens. And I rotate back into net. I dodged that demo. Notice how I can kind of hide behind front post there to get out of the way of that bump. I wait to see how this is going to go. I see that he's not getting another touch, and I just cover shot here. This is a huge thing to do. So I see that he's not going to get another touch. On this one, I just put myself between the ball and the net. So if they try to take a shot, I'm going to completely dunk them. If they don't try to take a shot, the only other option they have is to hit it off the backboard to hit around me, and they don't have anybody to pass to. So odds are it's going to be a pass to my teammate who's behind me if they hit it around me. So by putting myself in the situation, either I block it and we get a clear from it, or they pass it to my teammate. So it's a win-win for us. I mean, they could try to do some crazy outplay. That's why double touches are good. They could try to do something like that. But realistically, they're probably just going to try to take a shot at this moment. So I just put myself between the ball and the net. And now I'm out of the play. So I just go to car cam, look at what's ahead of me, and think about my rotation. Now, typically I'm checking to see if that mid boost is there. If it is, I'll take it. Sometimes if I feel in my gut that the boost is about to spawn, I'll drive over anyway, try to get boost, try to get a bump, and see if I need to get back on defense or if I can stay downfield for a pass. So I do see that boost spawn. I go and snag it because it looks like that Skyline Lineod, whatever his name is, would be going for that mid boost. So I take it so he can't, and then they can't stay on offense as much and should help us break out. Once again, I put myself between the ball and the net. They hit it around me, which is fine for me. I take this boost while my teammate's going for a solo play. I maybe could have left that boost for him. I didn't know if he was going to take it up the wall, if he was going to cut it down midfield. So that's why I just took the boost for myself. And now I'm waiting midfield because there's a chance that he just 50s this and it just goes straight down. So I want to be there to clean it up. I have a third teammate behind me who's ready in case there's a dunk that happens. So I'm playing either a 50 straight down, maybe even a beat I can jump up and try to redirect, or play to the left I can try to play. The really only bad outcome here would be if the ball kind of goes to the right and behind me and they can follow it up. So I just immediately rotate out. Now my teammate should have a free ball. Realistically, I think Hayes should have been on this a little bit sooner. He was a little bit too far back, playing a little too safe in this situation, but he does have a free ball in right here. So now I just let him go, dodge that bump, and I follow up for anything that happens. It's an unfortunate 50. I just try to do my best to touch it off the backboard because that's where it's scary. Now, I also want to talk about this touch here. This is a kind of a mechanical touch. Most people would just try to jump to this ball and hit it as hard as they can. Realistically, if I really want to be careful, if I didn't trust my mechanics, I'd really want to be careful because there's a chance that I might clear it towards middle just by trying to clear it, which would be a perfect pass to this person. So all I'm thinking about on this touch is hitting it high and trying to hit it to the left or straight so I can just use my momentum to block into a 50, which is kind of what I try to go for. So you see me flip and I just keep boosting that whole way through to try to 50 it with this person. Now DJ's Locker Pooch sees that there's an opportunity to get an outplay, so he cuts in, he takes this. If he wasn't there, I would get a 50. So good play from DJ trying to do that. I get that mid boost, kind of just luckily. So I try to follow this up as best as I can just to maintain pressure, avoid giving them a free ball. And now they kind of hit it away. Now Hayes gets a free ball. Not the most perfect of touches for him, but I also apologize for how much I spam car cam, ball cam. It is way easier when you're the one playing it. I know in replays it looks horrible, so I apologize. But yeah, it helps me get information of what's on the field. Also, it's a little bit ADHD thing. I misread that bounce. I thought it was going to go a little bit more out and not as high. Now, this is something that I don't talk a lot when I'm coaching other players, but if you pay attention to my positioning, I'm actually rotating down midfield. So I'm not front post or back post. I kind of go towards the middle because that play looked like the ball could end up on either side. So I'm going straight down the middle, and then I can choose whether I want to go front post or back post or just left and right in general. Now, I see that the ball goes over there. There's not currently a threat on net. I don't have a lot of boost, so I'm just going to get to the back and let my teammates go first. A lot of people would see that, oh, both my teammates are in front of me, so they would just go all the way back, let DJ's Locker Pooch play back post. But I see that he has back post covered. He's pretty far back. There would be no use of just making a straight line here. So I'm covering options. The option that could possibly happen is this ball bounces out middle, and Hayes is kind of covering this area. Now, a threatening pass would be really devastating to us in this position. So I cut, even though I'm low boost, I have speed, and I'm cutting just for any possible pass opportunity that might go right here. And if that doesn't happen, then I can just swirl back around, and that'll give me proper timing to be behind DJ's Locker Pooch. See, that pass doesn't happen, so I'm just getting pads, keeping speed up. And look at that. I didn't get a full boost, but I covered a threatening option, got back in rotation, and have 56 boost. I think something that separates some of the higher ranked players from the champ ranked players is the ability to get back into a good spot after being awkward. Now notice I'm just hovering. I'm just playing slowly. I'm just covering options. If we watch this one more time, notice that I'm not playing super fast. I'm keeping just enough speed that I can accelerate an attack if I need to, but not too much that I'm covering distance and wasting ground. I see that they have possession, so I'm just waiting. Hopefully Hayes makes a touch that is a forcing touch, so I'm playing for a beat. Maybe they flick it to me, maybe they flick it to DJ's, or maybe Hayes gets a 50 that goes around left side. So we've kind of made this offensive triangle here. Boom, boom, boom. It's not like the normal magic triangle you might have heard me talk about before. It's a little bit more in the midfield than on offense. And notice how this is one of those situations where second and third man gets a little blurry. This is why I don't like the idea of second and third man too much. I like the idea of option coverage. Because if you ask me in the screenshot who's second and third, DJ's Locker Pooch or me, I mean, I'd probably say I'm third man and he's second man, but realistically, we just have a first man and then two other people covering possible options after the force. So sometimes those rolls can break down. As long as you have every option covered, you're fine. There's no threat. I'm far enough back that me and my teammate can cover every possible threat, yet we can still be offensive. I see that my option didn't happen, so now I hover back. I was really hoping here, I think that goes in. I was really hoping here that I saw DJ's. I see that he's turning around right now. If we watch his perspective again, or I watch my perspective, watch him. He reverses up the wall here. See, he's reversing up the wall right there. I thought his car was pointing up the wall and he was going to get to this ball. So that's why I misread it. I see that he's getting back now and I panic and try to go right now. If I knew he was getting out, I would have gone immediately and been to this ball and probably beat that person to the ball. But I thought my teammate had it covered. So once I realize he's getting back, I panic and I try to go as fast as I can. It skims off the top of my car, pinches, crossbar down to 9. Super unfortunate, but the reason that happens, we'll watch from DJ's perspective. Back a little bit more. His option coverage is not ideal. This trunk flugget person is clearly going to hit this high and to the wall. So what he should do is be driving up the wall and covering this whole area. If he hits it midfield, I mean, that's what I'm covering. That's why we have 3 people. So he should be covering this play right here. The ball would have come right to him, and honestly, he would have been able to jump off and shoot if he had that covered. So that's the mistake that led to this goal ultimately. On that kickoff, I purposely lost it to that corner because I knew my teammate was going there because we are in comms together. Took that mid boost from that person, so they can't make a play off the wall. All they can do is boom it. So DJ's Locker Pooch gets a free touch. I thought he was going to be able to stay with it, but he ends up just trying to get a saving touch, which is totally fine. He gets kind of cut off. I don't know what Hades is doing. Let's watch this from Hades' perspective. I don't know why he's there. Yeah, he shouldn't be on car cam right now. He should be on ball cam. And if he was on ball cam, he would see that the play is about to switch sides. So if I were Hades, I'd swing around here, grab this corner boost, and especially because this trunk guy is probably going to want that corner boost. So if I were Hades, I would swing through, grab this corner boost, and get back post behind my team. Because now, he makes it really awkward for me. I would have rather him just not touched that at all, and I would have had a way better possession. But now he's used boost. He's taken himself out of the play just to hinder our team. I play it slow because I know I have the advantage and I can outplay one. And the reason I went for an outplay rather than a 50 here, and normally if you've heard my other coaching, you will hear me say, don't try to outplay when you're going from defense to offense, just try to get a 50. The only time you should go for an outplay is if you think you can get an outplay and then get another touch, or get an outplay that doesn't directly pass it to your opponent. The reason I say not to go to outplays is because most people in this situation, they'd get this flick and it would go directly to the person who's sitting behind them. So usually you get this flick and it go directly to them. But I saw that they were pointing in this way a little bit, and I knew that I could flick it behind them. And so now I slow it down a little bit. I have to be really careful in this situation. There's a situation that happens a lot. You have a one-on-one. I want to take time so I can get this ball on top of my car and try to flick the last person. But I can hear in my headphones that people are racing behind me. I hear a bunch of engine sounds getting louder and louder. I'm probably going to get demoed at any second, or they're going to jump over me and just hit the ball off the top of my car back to their corner. So I have to be as quick as possible. And I'm gambling a little bit right now trying to catch this ball. Genuinely, I don't remember what happens if I get demoed or if I have time to catch the ball. Okay, so I caught it and immediately flicked because I heard those engine sounds. So I got the flick over one, and they get the save. This is still a good offensive pressure because I got a shot on net. So Trunk has to make a save rather than getting possession. So he has to touch it to the side. And even though we didn't score right there, hopefully we still are maintaining this offensive pressure. Also notice after I make my play on offense, I'm swinging through the net. I tried to bump the guy who was going to save it, but he jumped up in time. So I'm still maintaining my momentum. I'm swinging through, trying to get a bump on this guy and a boost steal, hopefully. Don't get the bump on him, but I do get the boost steal. Now, I was hoping that DJ's Locker Pooch would be ready to attack right there, and I'd be rotating out. Now, he probably should have been. Let's watch from his perspective. So he's really far back right now. And he should be on this ball. He should be pointing forward. I have full boost getting back. there's no threat of the ball getting past him right now, he should be rotating in for his turn to maintain pressure. But because we both turn out, now we have nobody pressuring this ball. They're able to make mistakes and we don't capitalize on it. Even if he didn't make a mistake, if he were a better player, Trunk would get a free possession off the wall with no contests. And in the GC ranks, especially GC2 and higher, people are going to be able to do flip resets fairly consistently and take it basically cross map in the air. So you never want to give people free possession like that. Now my job is just to buy time. I saw that my teammate just got beat. I don't fully see Hayes in goal yet. I'm assuming he's rotating around back posts. I just want to force this to the corner to buy as much time as possible because the corner is my safe space. When I force to the corner, I'm thinking about two things. One, I'm thinking about slowing it down as much as possible and trying to get them off the ball. And the other thing I'm thinking about is, can I take the boost from them? So I want to stay safe and I want to get the boost from them if I can. So I'm racing to the corner. I take that 50. He bumps me off this boost, but he doesn't get it. So now I can take the boost and the pass kind of comes to me. So I might go for this ball too. He rolls up the wall. I was kind of hoping that it would bounce middle. I think Hayes probably should have just left that to me, but I don't get the flip reset there, sadly. If I'm coaching myself, what I would say is, one, I got a phenomenal first touch there. I got a phenomenal second touch here. I think I'm air rolling too much. I wish that I air rolled less and I just went directly to upside down. The reason I have to slow down here is because I'm waiting for my air roll to turn around. I wish I would have air rolled less and just so I could have gone directly upside down. But I did like a full spin in there that I didn't have to do. If I would have got the flip reset and just front flipped right here, I think I would have scored. But I missed it. But I could have got there even sooner if I air rolled less. Great first touch from Hayes. He gets the outplay, and I'm just waiting for that. I save my flip on the shot, put it on net. Now on these 50s, I just try to win it as hard as I can forward. It didn't work out in this instance, but I'm hoping that they're greedy since the ball went to their side. I'm hoping that they're greedy and they're going to try to touch it around me, maybe try to touch it over me. So I jump high and flip through. So that way I'm trying to win the ball forward and maybe just win it into their net. They decide to also just take a strong 50. It goes right to them. There's a chance that that guy went for the mid boost and Hayes is there to take a shot. So usually it's good to try to just win those 50s forward on kickoff. And now I'm grabbing pads on my way back. I see that DJ Zakapush got possession, so I'm trying to go over this corner boost just in case it spawns. It doesn't spawn, but I know I have time before I have to get the back post, so I just hope it spawns. I knew realistically it wasn't going to spawn, but I didn't want to get to net too soon with no momentum. So I outplay one. I actually tried to 50 that. Now I think we get scored on right here because I didn't get the 50. This is why you don't want to get outplays. The outplay on the first guy was good because I knew I could get possession here if I outplayed him, and if he would have dunked me, it would have been a pass right to my teammate. So that's why I went for that outplay there, because now I can maintain the ball. I didn't have to flip or anything. It was just a touch to the side. Now here, I wanted to 50 with this guy, but he literally just missed the ball. So that's unfortunate that I kind of got faked on that. And he bumped me. If he didn't bump me because I didn't commit, I would have been able to follow this. So he kind of just got a bump instead of hitting the ball, which is great from him. If he tried to do that on purpose, phenomenal play from Trunk. Now this ends up being a pass directly to them. If I would have taken a 50, it would have died right there. Sky would have been way too far back, and my team would have been able to push up behind me and have a 1v1 left over because I beat two people, and I took two people out of the play for my one. So if we have one defender, we have two attackers coming in. I do at least get the mid boost for my troubles. Go for a demo on my rotation. Our teammates are unable to make the save. In this situation, I see that the ball's won towards their side. I also did a very slow cheat. It was not very aggressive. I like to just play a little bit safer than normal, but if you want to do a more aggressive cheat, that works too. I know that I did a slow cheat, so I know if the ball goes to their side whatsoever, they're probably going to have it. So I'm not committing on this. It maybe would be an okay play to just jump and flip and try to dunk it, but realistically from this distance, I'm not close enough to cover a lot of options, and there's not a specific option I think they're going to go for. They could really hit this ball anywhere. So instead, I don't commit. I just drive at them to force them to make a touch. And not a controlling touch. I force them to hit it away in some regard, and then I just take boost. I was hoping to maybe also get the bump on that, but... In this situation, this is a great pass for my teammate. I remember commenting that I was on the left. I saw, well, that was weird that the camera just teleported. I saw that it was pass 2. So I knew I had a 1v1, but I had to play extremely quickly. So it's really hard to dribble the ball at supersonic speed because if it goes on the front of your car at all, you cannot catch up to it because you're driving at the speed limit of the game. So I was trying to dribble it as fast as I could so I didn't get demoed. But then I saw that he's in front of me and he has just enough boost to go for a demo on him. So that's why I slow down to keep it in front of me while still being able to go supersonic. Usually when you have a teammate in front of you going for a demo, you want to keep it low because that way your opponent can't jump over the demo and come back down to save it. If you go high, the opponent can jump over the demo and block it. But if you go low, your opponent has to jump over the demo and then also try to come back down. And usually they can't do that. I get demoed. I actually don't fully know what happens here after I get demoed. He was able to go over the demo and get back down. So it's possible, but it is really difficult. If I were DJ's Locker Pooch, I don't know if he jumped on this demo. You almost always want to jump at the demo if the demo's obvious. So in this situation, you know that Trunk, because the ball's right behind you, you know that Trunk is looking at you because he's looking at the ball. If you look at his camera, he sees that he's going to get demoed. Most people aren't just going to sit there and let themselves get demoed when they're last back. They're going to try to jump over the demo. So you want to jump and flip into them to get the demo. And he kind of does, actually. He jumped and flipped, but, man, he got the slight bump, and Trunk just still got there. Great play from Trunk then. Now, I wish that I would have been in a different position there, but I just spawned, didn't have enough information. I'm also going to talk about why I did this. So I see that he didn't get anything here. I jumped just to make him scared. It's kind of a fake jump. And I wanted to get speed. The reason wave dashes are good is because you get speed as the end result without using any boost. But flipping is more committal because you're in the air for longer. So you still get the speed benefit of a flip, but you don't go as far forward. So if I would have flipped, I would have just been like throwing myself at nothing because it's way more committal. But now I get the speed benefit without committing as much because I knew I couldn't do anything anyway. And it kind of works out. I mean, they missed. They should have done something. So now I'm just trying to demo him, get the ball out of his possession whatsoever, hoping that if I speed it up enough, it'll go in the net. And now I'm just side flipping, trying to get back to it. He bumps me off. Whatever. I see my teammates going for that boost steal, so I get this boost. I almost missed it. Now, when I'm going for these, I always air roll. You always air roll your wheels towards the ball. So you get the most controlling touch, and it won't recoil your car as much. I do air roll with the recoil of the car, just, I don't know, a habit I have to make it easier recovery. And I get a really soft touch to the corner, and I touch it so that it hits the ground first before it hit the wall. If DJ's Locker Pooch wasn't there, I mean, it would have bounced and then hit the wall. So that way it goes up the wall, it would bounce and roll up. Where if it hits the wall first, it's going to bounce and come out. And you want it to stay in the corner. So you want it to go up rather than out if you can make that happen. I let my teammate have it. I was aware that I had a teammate behind me. I'm not committing too much. Grab that boost. The opponents cannot. I get the bump. No, DJ's Locker Push has a free thing. I go to car cam because there's no reason looking backwards. I'm going to steal this boost and get bumps. You've seen me do this 3 or 4 times already this match. Stealing, going forward after you make your play out of defense, grabbing mid boost and getting a bump. That's how you get out of defense. So many people in Champ don't do that. They make their play and immediately rotate to back post. In threes, you have so much time and you need to get as much value out of your rotation as possible in threes. And I think this is a huge thing that most Champ players can do to improve. I get the demo. I try to just pop that back middle. My teammate wasn't ready for it, / we didn't have enough boost. I do want to look at this again from a top-down view and see where everyone was. Because I was busy bumping and stealing boost. So if 50 happens, it goes downfield. I would have maybe liked to see Hades pushed up a little bit more. Let's see where Hades was on this. So he doesn't have boost, so he's just trying to get boost. He goes all the way to the backboard. I would have liked him to take a way better pathing. There's no need to really be flipping more. You're going almost supersonic. Just make sure you're getting these pads. Maybe that pad, this pad, this pad. Like, if you weren't flipping and I was to draw a line on what pad, this would be 12, 24, 36, 48. And it was now 60 boost on this pad. You get 60 boost without flipping, and you take a relatively like good line, and you'll be in a good position afterwards. Or instead, we miss the boost, we flip, we only have 24, and we're on the backboard. I think that's way more awkward of a spot. We could have 60 boost right now, but instead we only got to 24. So that is a world of a difference, 60 versus 24. And he maybe could have been on this ball, and DJ's Locker Pooch 100% should not have touched that. He should have recognized that both players are out of the play, and I got a demo, and then Hayes would have had a free goal. So now I want to see this from DJ's perspective, why this didn't happen. Because this is the type of play that needs to be converted into a goal. We got a winning 50 and a demo, open net. We just have to literally let our teammates take the shot. So if I guess he doesn't see his teammate, we could have had a teammate call him off because we were in comms, but I guess you don't see that. He maybe could just know that his teammate's behind him and it's open net. But even if he doesn't, like if he could have got to the point where he could catch this ball and cut it middle, then I could see him going for this ball. But this touch is just not worth it. He's literally hitting it to the corner. And I'm not in a position where I can redirect that on net. So my only hope was to try to hit it back middle for one of our players. And what happened was we had a double commit and I didn't realize this. So if Hayes was in a better position, one, he would have just been on this ball right away and been able to shoot it right away. And two, he could have recognized that DJ's is already up and just not gone for this ball. Just let your teammate do their thing. Stay grounded. This would happen. He would stay grounded over here. This pass back middle would happen, and then Hayes would be up on this to take a really good shot. I mean, it's not a guaranteed goal. Trunk could save it, but if he puts a top corner, it could be a goal. So that's an opportunity we definitely should have got way more value out of. But that's why I passed it back middle. I thought Hayes would have been there. I didn't realize there was a double commit. Now, notice on this touch, I'm hitting it towards open space because I'm putting it behind them where they wouldn't be able to get it. I'm not passing it to them. And I know that I can flip in such a way. This is why I do speed flips on most of my contact with the ball. I do like a diagonal flip and I flip cancel. So that way my boost on my follow through is all forward. So I can boost through the ball and recover onto this ball. Now, I was a little bit greedy because I didn't have any boost to do anything. That's why I was like, if I get demoed, whatever, the ball's still in a good position. And it worked out. I got bumped off the ball, but DJ's Locker Pooch gets a free ball here. So I just need to get out. I check where my teammates are on my way out. Check where the boost pads are. Check to see if I get that corner boost. And we're chilling. Now, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just trying to put the ball towards the net. I got a horrible shot there. And yeah, time's just at 0. I actually tried to keep that up. I thought that he would jump in 50 with me, so I tried to like pinch it upwards with him, but whatever. So that is my thought process as I was playing this game. And yeah, I really hope that was helpful. I hope there were some things that I said in there that, I don't know, maybe it was obvious to me that was not obvious to you. If there was something that you learned from this video that maybe you didn't know before, I'd love to have you comment down below and let me know what you thought.